This is an example of, I feel like the photo is probably the closest of some of the other photos that we've pulled from cocktails or whatever.
Yeah, sometimes they're a bit off.
Yeah. However, I double strained this son of a bitch, and maybe that's, I don't have super fancy photographer for lights or whatever, but the photo looks way cleaner than my shaken cocktail. But
maybe it was AI'd.
Yeah, well,
maybe it was in a warm glass and they spritzed it with a little misting spray.
So, yep.
There are people with full-time jobs to make things look
right. I'm not a product photographer.
Product, that's what it is.
No. It's got a lovely nose.
I totally misspelled Aberlour right now.
This is my cookie, right?
Damn right.
Fuck yes.
So, we have ourselves a little cocktail here. What is it? What's it called? What's it made out of? So we have ourselves a cocktail here. And it's called the Scotsman. And it's made with... and it's made with Aberlour double cask 12-year Scotch. We thought that would be the best one to make the cocktail with.
Yeah.
Because it had so much to offer. It had a little bit of sherry. It had a little bit of oak from the whiskey barrel that it was aged in.
Yeah.
Before it was blended, and it's a beautiful cocktail.
So as I kind of have really dug in and started researching Scotch specific cocktails, I have found a ton of just fantastic sounding cocktails. A lot of them though share a lot of the same ingredients that we've done in our sours, our even the old fashions, or I landed on this one because it was a little bit different. I've run across a lot of cocktails that use Aperol, and I had yet to buy a bottle, so I kind of use this as the excuse to go ahead and get a bottle. And obviously, as said, had not done any cocktails with Aperol before. And then the fruit in this is grapefruit juice, which we have not used in a cocktail.
We have not.
We've used, well, actually, the first frost was grapefruit. So, good cookies.
Yeah, she knocked these cookies out of the park. These are the banana bread of cookies.
So yeah, the Scotsman uses our Aberlour Scotch, Aperol, simple syrup. I used our Demerara rich syrup, freshly squeezed grapefruit juice, and then a dash of orange bitters. Shaken, not stirred. Then garnished with a fresh basil leaf.
Yeah, which was a nice touch.
And it gives it a completely different nose.
Basil does that.
So,
yes, cheers, sir.
Cheers, sir. It's a nice kind of a orange, tarnished orange maybe color.
I'd call it peach.
Peach, yeah. Oh, that's lovely. That's really good. And just smelling the Aperol, I can, that quarter ounce of Aperol really,
on the nose. Somehow it's Aperol and grapefruit rich. On the palate, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like sweet grapefruit.
Wow.
Followed by, it's like, so the Aperol is a liqueur. It's like an orange citrus kind of liqueur, like with a little bit of like a cinnamon spice on it. At least that's what I got off my first impression, kind of nose on it. So it's weird how usually grapefruit is bitter, orange is sweet. This cocktail, on the palate, it's sweet grapefruit, and on the finish is bitter orange.
Yeah, it flip-flops a
so
little bit.
Weird.
Yeah.
So weird. But so good.
And there's really no basil in the cocktail itself, but smacking that leaf and then just garnishing, literally just sandwiching it between the wall of the glass and the large square cube.
The rock in the hard place.
It completely changes. I mean, the nose becomes the palate. So you, when you're taking this in, you're getting a little bit of that basil onto the palate also. Yeah, that is a wonderful combination. Oh man.
On that video you sent me, maybe a week or so ago, maybe a few days ago, there was different levels of complexity as far as making a cocktail goes.
Yes.
Like this is a level 1, a level 2, maybe a level 5, something like that. And you
really
were surprised.
Informative.
Very
video.
informative. And you had been surprised that some of the very first cocktails that you made for us here on Savor the Burn were level 5 cocktails.
Yeah.
And that would be...
I was excited about that.
Yeah. It's like right out of the gate, you're already fucking hitting triples. You know, maybe a few home runs, especially one home run. Maybe 2. But still. So this one's up there, man.
Yeah,
it's not a 15.
It's pretty damn close.
It's pretty...
Man.
Definitely good.
All right, so I started off just talking about the difference between, we've talked before about, we find some recipes that we want to explore, and time again, whether it's the distiller's website that has the cocktails with their product, or it's another site that's just a collection of recipes. We find these recipes and you go line by line of the recipe and it does not match the photography on there. And me as a designer, I get it. I understand. Unless you're doing custom photography, you're doing your best to just find a photo that works with what you're putting together. So I get it, but it's also frustrating when you're building this cocktail and the text tells you to use a coupe glass, and then the photo is a straight up old-fashioned glass, as an example or whatever. But I started off this one talking about, this photo was pretty close, but slightly different. But I stand corrected. I actually just did a very quick edit on my photo, and check that out.
That's beautiful.
And then compare that to the photo. I mean, that's pretty darn close. That's well represented, right?
Yeah.
The glass in the photo is just a plain square bottom, round top style glass. Our glasses have the decorative facets in there, so you get a little
smaller
bit more
ice cube, so it floats.
Right.
Big fucking deal. I'd rather have the full ice cube in it, like what we had,
But,
and the fluted design on the side of the cocktail glass, which
it adds to it.
Dear listener, if you want to check out what we got as far as cocktail glasses go to savortheburn.com/shop, and you will see in our shop we have the cocktail glasses that we're using today in the shop as an Amazon affiliate link. If you like what you see, you throw it in your cart and you buy it using our affiliate links. Then we get a small commission on that, and we are very thankful. And it's a triple win. You get some cool stuff, you're supporting a small business, and you're helping support us, Savor the Burn, in the podcast. The internet photo, the glass is sweating, so they didn't freeze their glass. That makes them an ass. Don't be an ass. Freeze your glass.
I see what you did there.
That's a little...
You have no class, you ass.
Have some class. Freeze your glass. That's something that the Thirsty Whale would say.
Love the Thirsty Whale, man.
Great content. Very funny. It's like infotainment.
Yep. He loves using a little bit of saline to make it pop. I mean, seriously, this basil garnish almost makes this cocktail. I mean, it just takes it in such a different direction, and gives such a wonderful, complex new layer to this. And it's all about using the nose and the palate in tandem.
I have written down here an amazing cocktail where every component is expressive and honored for its unique contribution. Highly rated and highly recommended. We suggest making this cocktail for only your best friends.
Oh, I like that.
This is a pinkies up cocktail.
Fuck yes, it is.
It's wild how it goes from sweet grapefruit to bitter orange to bitter citrus. It's not supposed to do that, but it does. And the basil, just being there, brings so much to the table. One of the reasons I love basil.
I'm sad that I only bought the one grapefruit today.
Oh yeah, you're hosed. You're hosed, buddy.
I mean, Whole Foods is right across the street from work, so
you would think that giant grapefruit would have so much more.
It should have had 2.5, 3 ounces of juice.
Should have had 3 oranges worth of juice in it, but it didn't. So we'll have to keep that in mind next time.
What did you have on the nose?
I gave it a 4.5.
I gave mine 4 3/4.
Oh shit! How about palate?
It's about to get real.
It's about.
I gave it a 5.
5 on the palate? Holy shit! I gave it a 4 3/4. What the hell's going on here? How about finish?
This finished divinely. I gave it a 5.
That's a 5 on the finish. I gave it 4 3/4. I'm rethinking everything right now. Presentation.
You know me. I'm a little shy on my presentation, so I gave it a 4 3/4.
All right. I gave it a 5. What'd that bring your overall rating to?
9 3/4.
All right. My overall rating is 9.5. I'm only a quarter point under you. I have no idea why.
This was really good.
So good. I think had you used early on, we used to use if it wasn't bottled store-bought simple syrup, if it was a sugar, it would just be a simple syrup.
Maple syrup.
It would be maple syrup. Yeah, that was your go-to. Listening back to some old episodes, yeah, definitely. But now that Demerara's come to town, that's the simple syrups of simple syrup.
The honey syrup's also a good option.
Honey syrup is a good option, but not for. I don't think for this cocktail.
No,
the maple.
It would
syrup,
give it too much sweetness.
The maple syrup would have given it a naturally smoky sweet complexity added to it that it already has anyway. So it might have messed it up, but it might have been good. I don't know. I think the Demerara syrup is the best choice for this.
It worked out so good.
Yeah. Every ingredient in this you can taste. That's the sound of a sad cocktail glass. It's empty. I had a feeling that was going to happen. You just ate the basil leaf.
Why wouldn't it happen?
I don't know.
That would be very wasteful to
It'd be disrespectful to the basil leaf.
It would be very disrespectful to not. And actually, honestly, as a post-cocktail little snack,
little aperitif, if you will.
It's wonderful.
I think it was the right scotch. I think it was the right cocktail with the right ingredients. This was very good. I have no complaints.
So my overall was 9 3/4. What was your overall? 9.5.
I think so. Yeah. I flipped the page here. Yeah, 9.5.
There's not many. I mean, other than that, 15.
Right.
We don't have any cocktails that's a very high cocktail score.
I think I have had a 10 or 2, at least in the last few recording sessions that we've had. I know I've gone up to 10 unabashedly. I think this time I was trying to be a little more hesitant to reach 10. So really, in all of our ratings anyway, they're always personal preference,
right?
And they're always just kind of how we're feeling that day.
Yep.
Like we stub our toe too many times. Everything sucks. Nothing's wonderful. I'm interested to see what you come up with as far as cocktails and recipes go with different ingredients, different spirits of choice. Well, do you have any closing thoughts on this Scotsman?
I'm sitting here now chasing, I finished my cocktail, same glass, same cube. I poured a little bit more Aberlour back in my glass, smacked another leaf of basil and threw that in there. And it is wonderful. It's just a great cocktail. I've actually found myself doing that frequently, whereas I'll make a cocktail and then as I finish it, I'll pour just a little bit. So it... At that point, it's no longer necessarily neat. You're still picking up the remnants in the glass of the cocktail that was in there. You still have the cube that's in there, but now you're introducing just the spirit back into it.
Fresh spirit and garnish.
And so it's you get the essence of the cocktail, but all of the spirit. And it's kind of nice. I think I'm going to get some mileage out of this cocktail.
I think so.
This is a solid recipe.